Next is flams. I've talked about flams already, but you just want them to be nice cha sounds. And it's not super fast. It's 120, but played as quarter notes. Okay? And they're alternating flams. So if you think of the stroke types, they're going to be switching places. So like one is high, one is low, and then they switch, right? So it's going to be like downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke. So make sure you can do this first. Control the stick from going back up with the downstroke, and then add the extra energy going up so that you're ready for the accent. And next is a flam accent. These are just triplets in alternating sticking with an accented flam on the downbeats. Yeah, be very careful with the sticking, especially on the second note. The most common mistake made is doing the same hand as the first note, like when playing the second note. So it'd be easy to go right, right, left. That would be a different rudiment, called a Swiss Army triplet, but that's not being tested here. So just make sure you're following the sticking that's written there, okay? And make sure the flams are the correct sticking as well. It's left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, okay? And the stroke types, think about the stroke types in order to get the accents nice and easy. It's going to be a downstroke in the right hand, or like the primary note of the flam, and the grace note is going to be a tap because it needs to stay down for the next left tap, and then the second note is an upstroke, and the right, and the third note is a tap, and then it repeats itself. Okay? So down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap. Okay, that's how you're going to get this. Okay, and then you're gradually going to speed that up. Right? That's as fast as you need to play it for this audition, but ideally, we get it up to there, okay? And next is flam taps as eighth notes at 100 BPM. Alright, so unlike the flam accents, the sticking after the flam is the same hand as the primary note. So, okay? So it's going to have that Swiss Army triplet feel that I mentioned earlier, but it's a shorter rudiment. Think about this like your slower double stroke roll, but just with flams. And in order to get the difference between the accents and the taps, you're going to need to use downstrokes. Okay? Okay, so make sure it sounds like that. The flams are loud and the taps are soft. Okay, then the flamacue is featured in cadence number 1, and it sounds like this. So this is an example of just because there's a flam doesn't mean it's accented, right? We have an unaccented flam and then an accent, right? Cha-ta-da-da-cha. That's what it should sound like, okay? So really there's 3 different levels of the stick heights. We have the grace note, we have the taps, and then the accents, right? And the key thing to be able to do here is the upstroke from that right flam grace note to the accent in that second note. Okay? You have to be able to go left, right, and then a left accent. and the rest of it is straightforward. That's the key thing. Left hand, you have to be able to go like. Okay? And it's just that left upstroke. Okay? And then next two rudiments are just testing your open rolls. So this is a 5-stroke roll. This is the 9-stroke roll. Right? So there's a whole list of different roll rudiments that are just different amounts of strokes. But the math is pretty simple. Each roll is just adding together the doubles and the release. So the 5-stroke roll starts really on the diddles, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Ends with an accent. Then the 9-stroke roll, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so a 5-stroke roll is just 2 doubles and a release. And a 9-stroke roll is 4 doubles and a release. Okay? And I have it notated a specific way, so that it starts on that attack. Okay? And just think of going like 1, just think of going like 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2, and then you just use that 2 for 1 deal that I talked about earlier, where there's the slashes. Okay? And same thing with the 9-stroke roll. That's the skeleton of it, and just add the diddles. For these last 3 rudiments overall, bonus points if you can do the left version.